Hello again, welcome back. This is part 2 of the 1943 playthrough. So the game is progressively getting slowly more difficult. The next few levels are you're going to see a rather sharp increase though. So I don't think I've really mentioned how the power-ups work, the items here. That star I just picked up gives you an immediate refill, a complete refill on your ammunition pool, your special weapon time limit. The little POW symbols that the orange fighters or red fighters drop, they can be shot to turn into different types of power-ups to fit whatever need that you have, which is kind of unique and pretty interesting. I really appreciate it. Oh, we got a special item over here. Dragonfly. Never miss these. They give you 2 points you can distribute. What are some of the other ones? Okay, so if you just grab the POW symbol without shooting it at all, it only gives you a very small amount of energy, life, essentially. I think about 8, probably no more than 10. Some of the other things you can find are barrels, which help refill your special weapon. There are pink elephants, which I think is kind of funny, which give you more life, I think about 20, something like that, 20 or 30. And then there are cows, too, which also refill a similar amount of health. Right now, this is the boss battle. Yeah, not much. These guys don't offer much resistance. These are the Bettys. I think that's what they're supposed to be. The Mitsubishi G4M bombers. I think that's it. Oh, nope. I know there's not too many more left. Oh, get off me. Ha. I love doing that, the 2-for-1 shot. That should be it. 96%. I think I let one of them get away. Oh well. He can go and tell the rest of the fleet just how he and his entire force got destroyed by a single P-38. So there are some other power-ups besides the ones I've mentioned. I'm trying to think of them at the moment. I think you've seen pretty much most of the other ones. On the topic of my health bar, you've probably seen it go down to 0, and I didn't really die. And that's true, you won't. You can keep your life at 0 for a while. Oh, there's one of the power-ups I didn't mention. That guy gives you a large boost to both your health and your ammunition. Extremely rare. Yeah, if you do go down to 0 energy, the next hit you take will kill you. Essentially, all enemy attacks have a certain amount of damage they will do to you. Some of the larger guns on the battleships, like their main, 16-inch diameter cannons, those will just about one-shot you unless you put in quite a bit of points towards your health pool. Using your special attack, the lightning attack, will also take a considerable amount of health off of that meter, which is why you really need to save it. So once you do run out of health, you're already down to 0, you can still use your lightning attack. 3 times is the limit, I believe. And you do a bit of a loop every single time you do that lightning attack. The lightning attack itself is pretty useful against the smaller planes, like the Zeros and whatnot that we're fighting. It'll destroy them outright. It does damage to everything else on the screen, including those turrets, which is pretty handy, especially towards the later levels. The main reason I use it is because it completely stops the boss. It freezes them in place, and all of their guns will fall silent for a moment. Slow down. We're going to be seeing a lot of slowdown in some of the later levels. I mean, a lot. This game does a pretty good job of bringing the NES to its knees. Oh, by the way, those little pieces of debris that shoot off the boss whenever you blow it up, they hurt you if you get hit by them, which is why I always start shooting right as where they tend to spawn. Nothing like defeating a boss and, just barely making it through the skin of your teeth, and then forgetting about those and running straight into one and blowing up. Game over. So down to our little pea shooter here, with regular guns. Although the P-38 was really not lacking for firepower. If I remember right, it had a 20mm autocannon and 4 50 caliber heavy machine guns in its nose. These newer enemies here, I guess they're supposed to be jets. Obviously, the developers are taking a bit of creative liberty with what airplanes the Imperial Japanese had available to them during 1943. Actually, that makes me wonder about the red planes that I'm shooting down. I don't think I've ever seen them attack, so what if they're just like photography planes, or reconnaissance planes? Am I shooting down a bunch of unarmed aircraft? That never gets old. See if I can do it again. Almost. Sorry, I'm concentrating. Those elevators, the little things, squares or rectangles in the center of the ship, those launch planes as long as they're undamaged, undestroyed. So it's a good idea to take those down too. 100% awesome. So you can tell our plane's getting pretty up there in terms of offensive capability. Got quite a bit of special weapon time and health to put behind my plane and my efforts, and my offensive rank or offensive power, I should say, is pretty decent. But notice these new green planes. Well, actually, they're the same old sprites that we've been fighting, but they now take 2 shots to kill. This is going to be a trend, a disturbing trend. So pretty much everything from here on out is going to have more health. And that health is only going to get higher as we go on. Ooh, almost missed you. Sorry, the OCD part of me just likes to keep those even. I like how they're sending biplanes at us. Really scraping the barrel, I suppose. No, let me get the... God. Damn it, I wanted ammo, not... Okay, that's fine. Okay, so here's Ayako 2. Not much different from Ayako 1. A little more health. That's pretty much it. Of all the bosses, I think the Ayakos, they're pretty much my favorite. They're, well, you know, rather visually distinctive, for one thing. Oh, I like how the inset photo there shows a 6-engine plane that we shot down, apparently. I don't know when the Ayako magically grew 2 extra engines. But anyway, yeah, the Ayakos, they're fun, they're not that challenging. And they're just huge, you know? You gotta think of just how small your pilot is sitting in their little cockpit of the P-38, and then coming across this city block-sized bomber. Damn it. I couldn't dodge that one, I guess. Oh well. I like the music in this game. Obviously not a certain track, but pretty much all the other tracks are real nice. If not, maybe a little too peaceful. Still catchy though. Man, the NES had some great tunes for its time, huh? Really had to be something rather unusual to figure out how to make the sound engine on the older systems really sound nice, I suppose. I don't really know that much about music, but you know, it can't be as easy as using real instruments. So just a couple of levels ago, 2 of those laser blasts, or charged shots, would have completely cleared the decks of these little cruisers? I don't even know. Patrol boats? Whatever these are. Destroyed all the turrets on them. You see that first one took both shots without even being phased, and then proceeded to absorb quite a few shots from my normal gun. Just a reminder of how tough these enemies are starting to get. And again, this isn't really anything. This is only wave or mission 10. Oh, dang. Yeah, I got hit by one of the shots from the main gun, I think, on that one. Yep, that's Mauser grade up. Awesome. So I've looked up some of the names for the ships and stuff, and apparently they're just kind of proper names, you know, that you would find people named in Japan. Well, it's kind of disappointed. Anyway, see you next time.